Today's main event topic, the divorce that is shocking the internet right now being finalized in the family court, and it is the final decision. All right?
But I just want you to imagine what it feels like to have a woman that you took care of and her daughter in a courtroom telling all the home's business. Everything happened in your home, she telling it for profit.
Iman Shumpert has to make a one-time 7-figure payment to Teyana. He has to pay $8,000 per month in child support and cover 100% of the kids' private school fees. She also gets to keep all her jewelry.
This is like Samson and Delilah all over, man. She knows all this man's weakness. She's just gonna spit it out to the... What's the other side? I forgot what... I forgot what the other side she was on. Infiltrate the system, man, and use it against this guy, his weakness. What a mess.
100% ownership of both our businesses, TaylorMade and Auntie's.
Come on, bro. She took everything. She took everything, bro. Plus...
Hold on.
All her jewelry, 100% ownership of both our businesses, TaylorMade and Auntie's.
Come on, bro. She took everything. She took everything, bro. Plus, you still gotta pay child support. Huh? She took all...
She got you. She got him.
all his money.
Bro, this is what happened when you're chasing after these evil women. They're going to destroy you.
Up in the middle of the night sometimes, like, is this really happening? You know what I'm saying? I'm still only human. I talk or whatever, but I'm only human. When a woman will go to the system with the family business, that's your nightmare.
She reminds me of Potiphar's wife. Potiphar was a commander or something like that in the army for the Egyptian king. And he went and purchased Joseph. And he gave Joseph a home and everything because Joseph was highly blessed in the eyes of the Lord. And he saw that because everything Joseph does, he does it perfectly, right? And Potiphar's wife was lusting after him. She started lusting after him. And he wanted Joseph to go to bed with him. And Joseph said, how can I do that? How can I go to bed with my master's wife? That's sinful in the eyes of God. And she would tempt him so many times and he would not. But one day the servant, they left and she was home alone and so was Joseph, and she grabbed him and he ran away and left his garment. And because he left his garment, she used that as a crutch to say when the servant came back, she said to them, oh, listen, Joseph tried to go to bed with me, and when I screamed, he ran away and left his garment, and she used it as evidence against him. She brought it, just like how she's brought in the dirty laundry to the court. That's crazy. I tell you, women are evil. Even today, the stories in the Bible are still profound today. And she waited till her husband came right from work, and she tell her husband, oh, Joseph tried to sleep with me. He ran away. Here's his garment, proof. And the husband, without thinking twice that the woman is lying and she's diabolical and she is evil, she's listening to the evil thoughts that are inside her head. And she has a wicked heart. And because of that, when you have a wicked heart and you're so sinful, God will leave you alone and let you dwell in those evil thoughts because you don't want to reach God. You don't want to. So he leaves you in your sinful ways. And that he ended up imprisoning Joseph, but that was really good because it worked out in Joseph's favor. So you need to be aware of these women. Stay far away from them. They're so evil. I keep telling you guys, evil comes through the woman like hell has no fury. I'm telling you, man, these women are crazy.
You were never in control if I'm doing that. Homie, you don't realize the worst thing that God put on this planet until they set you out to the system.
It's just, the reality is, the statistics show that men are more loyal. We don't leave. 80% of divorce filings are by women.
80%?
80% in our community, in black community, 80%. In the larger community, it's around 75%. So if you look at the fact that marriages, meaning offer to marry, almost 100% are initiated by men. Whether or not women want it or not, we initiate. We have to propose. You'll accept. Women control access to who has sex, and women have final say on who gets born. Men control access to relationship. If men are initiating marriages at 100% rate nearly, but divorces are initiated at 75 to 80% rate.
We are getting married for the wrong reasons. That is why that is a problem. We're getting married because, oh, we want a woman. Oh, we're lonely. Oh, we want a family. Oh, I'm lusting after this woman. You're not marrying her because you know who she is. And you're not marrying her because you're like, oh, we're going to make a good family. You're marrying her off an ideas because you don't know who she is. You just see she's beautiful and you lust after her. And you're like, oh, this is going to be a great marriage. Don't you know you're setting yourself up for failure? And it depends how you start off the relationship. If you start off a relationship with pampering her, giving her all of these nice things, nice date, giving her all the attention she wants, what do you think she's gonna do when you can't give her all the attention she wants anymore? All these nice dates you took her on. What if you have to focus on work now? Because guess what? You're looking for that promotion. You're looking to make your family have a better life. And you don't have the time to give to her that you used to give to her in the beginning. She's going to say, oh, I don't feel the same way anymore. You don't make me feel how we used to be when we just met. Things have changed now. What she's saying is like, oh, I can't control you now. And then both of you are going to in this relationship fighting and trying to make it work. And when you try to make anything work, especially a relationship, it's not going to work. It's only going to get worse. I'm telling you. Things just need to happen naturally. A woman will naturally come in your life, fall in a role, which the man is supposed to lead the relationship. And a woman is supposed to follow because that's how God designed it. If it's not that way, it will never work. So you can keep chasing.
Those numbers are massively out of balance. 100% over here, and women are leaving these marriages that they say they want almost 80% of the time.
Yeah, women are leading because men are chasing after women. You're making the woman your God. And the woman made the devil her God. So how is it going to work when she's listening to thoughts? And she's using emotion to judge a relationship. Bruh, come on, man.
If we said...
No disrespect to Kevin Samuels on this. He does great work, but in the end, the marriage still end up not going to work because it's the wrong way. Unfortunately.
Divorces that are filed, fully 50%, half, are for some of the worst, most abhorrent human treatment a man could ever do to a woman. Something that no one could stand for. That would still be 4 out of 10. And that's still twice as many as men.
Child support, alimony. This is who collecting your income without you being around and makes it. How do you get another family if your money is going into this pocket where she get to do what she want to do with it? Divorce.
Why you want to go get another family? What a mess!
Is the worst shit ever when you gotta want to set you out.
We're only 3 minutes in. My video's gonna be long.
I tell every man out there that's going through this, you ain't going through it by yourself. These bitches turned into straight up stool pigeons for profit.
Also, the family court system incentivizes it. Women
100%.
do not run the risk that men do after divorce. Women tend to come out leaving divorces in a better financial position than a man. with the lion's share of the resources, payments, and the children. It's an incentive-based system. And why is that system this way? For marriages in the 50s and the 40s and the 50s, which we're not there anymore. Family court is not stayed up. It's not stayed up. But it's a billion-dollar industry that's a cash cow to the states. If women are 51% of the voting population, women aren't going to vote to overturn something that's a benefit to them. You got Mary J. Blige complaining about, I'm going broke by paying my husband alimony. And then women going, hooray! And the funny thing is, women are the ones that always ask for fairness and equality. What more do y'all want?
I thought she was a strong and independent woman. I thought she had her own money. And the women were like, she don't need Iman Shumpert's money. She got her own money. All right? Sierra don't need Russell Wilson's money. She got her own money. Well, as you can see, when it comes down to it with the fan, yes, it is in fact that, yes, they do need your money. All right? And sometimes they do attack you. They're doing it to hurt you. They're doing it to go after you and say, I'm entitled to everything that I'm worth. All right? I got to get everything that I'm worth out of this. And then they start.
You hurt her feelings, she's gonna come after you. Guess you make her feel some type of way. If she gets the thought, then the feeling, she's gonna come after you like crazy. Every ammo she has, she's gonna use it against you. 100%.
Bickering about things that you're like, I thought you had your own money. You can get your own money, buy your own cars, buy your own houses, buy your own. But no. Nope.
And the only reason they doing it is for profit and to make sure you're finished when they leave.
That's terrible.
Yeah, they really want to kill
They
you.
evil, man.
The family
They evil.
business, you telling them he got this over here, he whoop-de-whoop, like, as you really go through life, most of the real villains was the bit. Most of the real villains I know was the bit.
He ain't
I
wrong.
can handle it.
He ain't
What
wrong.
you gonna do to me?
He ain't wrong,
Try
man.
to sneak me with a gun? That's what I tell them. What you gonna shoot me? Other than that, what the you gonna do to me? But I'm saying, like, a bit will take. Nothing is more precious than the home.
Teyana is receiving 4 houses worth over $10 million.
Damn.
A 7-figure payout and luxury vehicles, including a $300,000 Maybach, a $70,000 Mercedes Sprinter, and a tour bus.
You gave that lady $1 million, man. Hey, what's happening? Repo, man!
You got what he deserved, man.
Everything
It's his fault.
Everything.
It's the guy's fault.
we've got.
Greetings, you polite savages, and welcome to another Tip Talk.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Oh, that's the
Ladies and
movie.
gentlemen of polite savages,
Fate Stay
We're
Night.
now about to embark on a journey.
I like
guaranteed
Fate Stay
to
Night,
anger
not gonna lie.
fine women and harlequins alike. The only thing that we can guarantee is that we tell the truth and nothing but the truth as we see it. So hold on. Are you ready? Let's go.
Light sounds. We got scallywags out here running them streets. Old hags be busting it down, spreading her wide open. Dropping that nanny and that kitty cat, running up the stats with another statistic. Ensnaring and entrapping another athlete. All these scallywags, harlots, strumpets, Venus fly-pit traps, and old passed-around hags got one thing in common. They know how to concoct a plan to get inside a young man's cocky attitude, break down his defenses,
Yo,
and get him to commit not only
yo,
with
this guy's actually funny. That's funny. That's funny.
and ring, but bring him to his knees and fold like a cheap lawn chair. Dropping out all of his DNA and squeezing out a few kids. Cause I hate to say it, the sluts with loose slits, praying mantises are out here.
That like
Yo, that's actually hilarious. But guess what, man? These women are gonna make you feel some type of way, and then they're gonna use it against you because you're out here listening to your emotions. You're out here listening to your emotions. It's a setup. Anytime you get a thought and you get a feeling and there's an emotion behind it. It's a setup, 100%, because you're in your imagination. And they're gonna use it against you. You met the devil, you're God too, man. You're chasing these women? Oh, Lord.
Me and my husband had threesomes before. It was like, oh, she's willing to do that.
What? Hold on. This is crazy stuff?
To keep a man, I'm like,
Nah.
that was all me.
Yeah.
That was all me. Like, but I hate the idea of people thinking like it's always a guy that wants this, that. So she introduced you to the poly life. It's like me introducing that, you know what I'm saying, to my husband, and it's just like, yo, this is what I want to do. It just be those times where like we just like if we on vacation, like our anniversary, like you know what I'm saying, like it's just certain times where like like in the beginning I wanted to try it. Like I said, I'm Dora the Explorer, like Bob Backpack.
These Jezebels, you're gonna marry them and take them seriously? They're gonna open up your home for all these crazy stuff to come in your life. You're chasing these Jezebel. You're gonna open up your door for all these evil spirits to come in and attack you. When you should be serving the Lord so He can bring you the right woman. Send the right woman to you, in fact, instead of going to look for it. Because you're going to catch hell for it. He's catching hell right now.
T-shirt, like, yeah.
That's not what Dora's about.
I know that's not what Dora's about, and I feel so bad. Right away from the woman to feel like, oh, you doing it because that's what he wants. And it's like, nah,
That's
actually,
not what it is.
I run this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I run this.
Did she just say she run this? Oh, Lord.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Because we think men are the hunters, yo.
That's your first.
To be honest, the woman she's the hunter. She was out here hunting, man.
Clue that this is not wife material.
Oh,
She
Lord.
doesn't value being a wife above all things. So if you hitch your wagon to her, you belong for the crazy chick ride. That's what you're going on there for. Crazy chicks are awesome in bed. They are the absolute best. Period. Point blank. End of discussion. And when you take someone who is qualified for concubine status, qualified for side chick status, qualified for companion status, and then she gets you in bed, and she does things that other chicks ain't been doing or don't know how to do as well, and now you've come out confused, guess what? The power dynamic just got flipped on its damn head.
right.
This is why a man has to be very selective when it comes to choosing a wife or a woman to have kids with. Because the reality is this: marriage is sacred. And when you go after a woman who is for the streets, she will always sexualize herself because her body is not a temple. Her body is more of a tool that she used to get the things that she wants in life. And the worst thing a man could do is wife up a woman in the industry.
But if you listen to what that guy, what's his name, Yeo or something, if you listen to what he said, he went after a woman. He went and looked for a woman. But guess what? Anytime you go and look for a woman, you're going to catch hell for it. You're going to catch hell. And in the previous conversation, she said, this is what I wanted to do. She wanted to do the with three people. She wanted to do that. She said, I run this relationship. So it was a beta male. He let the woman run the relationship. And anytime you listen to the woman, you will suffer for it. And he's suffering now. So he has no one to blame but himself. This is an example for you men that are watching this channel to know you need to lead your relationship. And if you're going to be with a woman, you go on a date with a woman for the first time, and you sat down, you said to her, are you going to obey me? And she said, if she even flinch or giving you a check back, just walk up and leave, because that's not going to work. It's the man, it's God, you're serving God. So that means when the woman come in the relationship, it doesn't matter if she's there or not. She can leave and it won't bother you. She can stay and it won't bother you because you're not relying on her to feel good. You're not relying on her to make the relationship work. You're not relying on her for anything because you're serving God. But yet you're still 100% responsible for her. And it's the responsibility I'm talking about is to lead her to the truth and lead her to God, right? And she's still 100% responsible for herself, but it's you, it's God, then the man, then the woman, then the kid, because you were made in the likeness of God. You were made in the image likeness of God. And then the woman was made from you. So why you out here serving these crazy ass women? You're out here serving these crazy women, lusting after them, bowing down to them, making them your God, and they're making the devil, Satan, the deceiver, their God, and it's projecting into society to, oh, go off your feelings, go off your emotions. That comes from the devil. And society's program off this situation. It's in movie, it's in show, it's in your normal life. I see it every day, everywhere I go. And it's just crazy to just watch it. But this is what happened. When you work on yourself and you see all this crazy stuff happen, you will be able to overcome the world, but you will see everything happen in the world and it won't even bother you. And you know the funniest thing? After God open your eyes, you won't even seek after a woman because they're evil because they're not working on themselves. So you won't seek after any woman or anything. You will just live your life, and if you're supposed to have a woman, God will send her. When He send her, she will come ready for you. That's crazy. It's crazy, huh? But it does work because that's the way it's supposed to be. God made Adam. Adam know the truth. He was peaceful. He was doing what he's supposed to do. He was listening to his father until God made him a woman. But God made him a woman knowing that he needed an helper. So he sent her to him. And then she ended up listening to the thoughts, the snake, the devil, beguiled her, tricked her into listening and talking to her thoughts. God said, don't you ever eat from the tree of don't you ever eat from the tree eat from the tree in the Garden of Eden. Because that day when you eat from that tree, you shall surely die. It didn't mean physically. Spiritually, you're going to be dying from the Father. And the snake said, no, you're not going to die. But God does not know that when you eat from this tree, you're going to know good and evil. You're going to become like God. And she ate it, become like God, knowing good and evil. And she get Adam to eat it, and we're falling from grace. But we can get back to grace. We can. But you can't get back to it serving the woman that the woman is serving the devil. How can you? You can't. This video will be long, but I like this video. You know, if you don't like it that it's long, I don't care. But guess what? For those who want it and hear what I'm saying and can understand, they will want this video. But like, subscribe, and share the video. Share it to your friends. But guess what? They may not understand either. And when you start working on yourself, you're going to see these people you call friends, co-worker, family member. They're going to turn against you. Because they're going to act in your life to make you think they're a good person. And when you don't acknowledge that for them to make them feel good for doing something good for you, they're going to turn against you. That's crazy. People do things to make themselves feel good. And if you don't reply with a good reply to make them feel good about what they do, they turn against you. It's insanely crazy, man.
The succubus and the succubisexual doing things that your man could never even dream of. sucking him dry, and I'm not even talking just about the baby batter. But what matters most is the string of O's in his bank account gets drained right down to a zero. And these ladies are playing the chess the long game using all their assets, playing both sides of the field, utilizing their sexuality to sexualize themselves in so many different ways, so they can prey on young, naive, dumb, full of cum young men, where these young guys end up blowing their wad. Get your mind out the gutter, I ain't talking about that kind of wad, but I'm talking about the money wad that he was keeping in his wallet.
You know what's crazy? I actually played very, very hard to get. I did not like him at first. Because when I first met him, he had just got drafted. You know, he was young. He was doing a lot.
It never fails, bro.
3 years before you guys dated. Wow.
I'll let him hit.
Wow.
She was playing hard to get. Translation, she was making sure she can control this guy. That's it. That's all that means.
Can we be honest? What happens with a lot of fellas, not most, because most fellas don't fall for this, but what happens with them, particularly the athlete set, who women prey on athletes. Women prey. Women prey on athletes. They prey on the dumb. Ladies, I gotta read the mail tonight. Women prey on weak men.
Of course he's a weak man, because he was probably raised by his mom. Probably raised by his dad too, that he's a weak man, because he haven't overcome the spirit of his mama. But especially if he's raised by his mom, he was raised to like accommodate women, to do whatever it takes to please a woman. Beta male, you can be rich, you can have all the money in the world, but you're still a weak man and pathetic one, because she just manipulate the crap out of you. And in her mind, she's like, I got this one wrapped around my finger. Mind control. What a mess.
They look for weak men. They look for vulnerable men.
For me, she's many people's cup of tea. She definitely has a very good physique, or maybe had one, pumped out a baby or two. And now all of a sudden, we have the praying mantis, all right?
He definitely lusts after
The
her.
marriage will is undefeated. All of a sudden, the bait and switch is initialized, and apparently,
Was the pussy worth it, fam? Was the pussy worth it, fam? Where she took everything that you worked for in life. No, you gotta start over from nothing. Everything that he earned from being a basketball player, that took from you. One box.
Hey, pick y'all baby mama wisely, because my homie ain't smiled in 10 years, man. Bottom line.
That hard-earned cash and those resources that he had has now been hustled out right underneath his feet, because another horrid harlot does what it takes right before running right into the wall and missed the last train leaving, ensuring her financial future by pulling the wool over the eyes of another young man, deceiving him with lies, making him feel that he's the love of her life, when what she was after wasn't just to be.
Listen, you hear what he says? She let him feel like she was the love of his life. She made him feel good, of course. That's the play, that's the trick, to make you feel good. So then she knows she has control and she's manipulating you. That's the mind game that women play. And it's not her, it's this evil spirit that it's inside of her that drives her to do these crazy things, because she knows no better. It's what was passed down to her from her family, from her mom, and possibly too from her dad, because her dad was a weak man.
Be a good homemaking wife, but to elevate herself and her status before her youthful good looks disappears and evaporates. What this
He
type
definitely
of woman
lusts
fears
after
most
this woman.
is
That was
missing
just
her
it.
chance to succeed without a man. When it really goes to show you that the plan all along was doing the do-si-do rope-a-dope, put herself in a position where now, after extracting all she can, is to ultimately say, loudly proclaim, that she's strong, independent, and need no man.
The man TK Kirkland once said,
She definitely needed a man, because she's taking everything this guy has. That's insane.
He once said that a woman only has control over you in two circumstances: if you get married and if you get a baby. Without those two, a woman doesn't have any power or control over you. Guess what? What are the two things that women are always
I kind of disagree. He says the two ways a woman have a control over is because you marry her and you have a baby by her. But in the first place, the only way a woman can never, ever, ever have control over you is when you put God first and you're seeking after God. And the second thing in my book is when you have no lust, because you wouldn't lust after her. You would actually see her for who she truly is. Delilah. What's the I forgot the lady's name now. Herodias, a Jezebel. I don't remember the rest of the names, but yeah.
always pushing for, demanding, beating the table, slamming the drum, threatening your physical safety over. I need to get pregnant, I need to get married. Well, yeah, not because she values you for pregnancy or marriage necessarily, but because if you're the best she can do, she's like, hey, I need to lock you down so that I have power over you.
If you ever get serious with her, you better make sure it's a who got some morality about herself and she down with you. Do not do that to keep up. Because I'm telling you, every man out there, if you're in a situation where you would have, you know she ain't but you don't want her to go, if you do something to lock in with that pregnancy, marriage, or something like that, your life gonna be destroyed. That's all I got for you.
Morality is a tricky word because you will always try to live up to morality, but the more you try to live up to it, the more you will never live up to it. So I would say don't even try to, if a woman comes in your life, don't have no opinion if she has moral or not, because morals are not real. They're set up for you to aim for it, but you will never fulfill it. Because if you remember in the Bible, when Paul was talking about, was it Paul? I remember which scripture, but they were talking about the commandment, the law, and you were living your life well and good. It's only when you learn about the law and you try to live up to them, you will never live up to them, because you're trying to live up to them, but you keep sinning because you're trying to do it. Just let it happen naturally. It's written, it's already in your heart. It's in your heart. It already knows. You know what you're not supposed to do. It's written in there. Because when you're supposed to do something, you have the thought and you will have two opinions about them. But because you're lost and you're not working on yourself to be closer to God, you always go to the one that you're not supposed to do. But that's the end of the video, man. Let me know what you think. I would really appreciate if you guys like the video, drop your comments, let me know. Let's have a chat in the comment, because I like having a dialogue with you guys in the chat. It's interesting to see what you guys think and not what you thought. Know what I'm saying? So let me know. We'll catch you in another one.